started, and hopefully we have some more people join us. But if they don't book, you get the VIP treatment today. So we're going to go ahead here and get started. Today's class is going to be talking about automated repeat marketing for your sphere of influence. Oh, come on, click over, you silly thing. There we go. One of these days I'll figure out PowerPoint. So the benefit of the power of repeat marketing, it establishes that familiarity and that trust with you, yourself, and the brand. So what we found with NAR statistics in 2020 was that 90% of home buyers and sellers said they would use their agent for their next transaction, but only 12% did. So the design of Clients for Life is to remind your clients who may or may not be ready to buy or sell again for another couple of years that you're the preferred agent to use as choice. It is an automatic campaign for you based off of the people that you enter into the database. We typically recommend that you have about 50 clients in Clients for Life, but you can of course have more or have less, but that's typically the mindset of what we go into for those. What I love about the giveaways is you are not drawn into these national ones that are put together for everybody within CB Realty. But the ones that are specific for our metro, your clients are only entered in the giveaway that are with other agents within your metro, within your office. And each giveaway has specific criteria to make sure that the giveaway is ensured to have a certain number of winners per offices, which I think is just so much better than having to compete with national ones, is it gives you that really specific opportunity to have winners. Our goals today is really to understand and kind of implement some of that information about these automatic campaigns. Like I said, I like to mention the giveaways because this month and next month are giveaway ones, but they're not always giveaways. There's some ones that are really designed to help inform your clients and let them have a little bit more information about you. My camera up just a little bit, I see that I look like a floating head. But it gives you the opportunity to really engage with your sphere. And now I'm going to go live here with my demo. So I'm going to minimize my PowerPoint. And I'm going to look, since you're one of my awesome people, I'm going to use your account for today's demonstration purposes. So what you are seeing, guys, is mycbdesk.com is where you go to access Clients for Life. For the sake of simplicity, I just made Prospect Square the top app on my screen. I want to point out as well that if you ever wonder which app it is and you can't remember, really reference the descriptions that are below the apps. And we know there's quite a few of them, guys, but within the Prospect Square one, there is one that says right in here, Clients for Life for automated email marketing. And all you'll have to do is then click on it and launch into the Prospect Square app. Now I see, hi Leslie, thanks for joining us. I don't remember either one of you guys being on yesterday's call about the account settings within Prospect Square, so I'm going to start with that before I go into the account, or before I go into the campaigns. And in order to do so, you'll hover into the top right-hand corner where it says Hi Brooke, and click on My Profile. And what you will see here is that preferred personal information that you want to appear on your Clients for Life pieces. So a couple of the fields are grayed out. This is a third-party system called Trident, which is where your SSAs use in order to enter in your information. So this information, you cannot make changes within this platform, but if you see any problems with that information, let your SSA or your manager know, so that way we can update it for you. A lot of agents who have a preferred name, so if your name is Robert but you went by Bob, my dad's name is Robert but he goes by Rocky, like Rocky and Bullwinkle, that's where you would put that preferred name on there, so the name that you would like to prefer to show on that information. Designations are any of those amazing SRES, GRI. I feel like there's more than I can keep track of, but any of those designations you want on there, you can also populate those there. If you have a preferred email that you want besides your CB Realty email, you can override it there. And the last couple of ones are agent website, your cell phone, any other preferred phone numbers, your gorgeous headshot, so that way you can have somebody have like a facial recognition to go to. And the last ones on here are your social media channels. So the ones that you work so hard to maintain and have great content for. These become clickable icons on your Clients for Life emails and any emails really that you send through Prospect Square to create that call to action back to those social media channels. You can also, with Clients for Life, set up automated posting on Twitter and LinkedIn for you. So it's really nice to be able to paste in those URLs. They do require what is called dual verification. So you have to go one extra step, which is when you paste in that URL, you have to click the connect button, and it kind of just tells it what that is and that it has that permission to post on there. We currently do not have automatic posting to Facebook pages and Facebook profiles, but you can absolutely share the pieces there as well. And I'll go over that a little bit more when we get further down. As I'm scrolling down, guys, you can also see your office information, but if you have your own office and want to override that information, you can. I would leave it as your office address, though. I wouldn't, unless you have another business address, so I wouldn't put your personal address here. And then as I'm scrolling down, a lot of our systems like to default into stranger time zones. That's the blessing and the curse of being with a national team. But this time zone I've noticed for quite a few of my agents is it defaults to Denver times. And this really doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot unless you're looking at the analytics and wondering why some messages are going out at 6 a.m. When they're going out at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Central Time. So it just kind of helps with the analytics on that end. And lastly, as I'm scrolling down, you'll just see a few things on here, and that's where you can make sure that you are opt-in. But that should be all selected for you. Once you've made any changes, make sure you hit save and close. And it will give you a little blue check mark. Sorry, I'm still on St. Patrick's Day. Green check mark to show that that record is saved. And then I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to take me back to Brooke's home screen. Now, I like to point out a couple of things on the homepage. Is it just makes it that much easier to see a recap of everything that's at the forefront of the mind. What you're seeing on the right side, guys, is any of the past campaigns that have gone out. So if you're ever looking to reference any of the previous campaigns to see what was done previously, you should see them at least back into 2020. Depending on how long you've been with the brokerage, you may only see a few months, and that's where some of those can come into play. I love to view the past campaigns because you have the ability to see the analytics in a really detailed way. So I'm looking right here under this past campaign. February, we did a virtual food drive for our area and market. I can see down here at the bottom that this was sent on February 9th, 2021, and that is where I can see those informations on there. Now, when I click on the three dots at the bottom right-hand corner, guys, I can see an analytics button. And what's really great about these analytics, guys, is when I click on it, is it will tell me how many people this information was sent out to. I can see that Brooke had 130 sent. She had 9 people open it. She had 1 person click on something within the campaign, and I'll show you that here in a sec. And the opportunity for Brooke is she had 18 bounce and 21 not delivered. So if I click on these 18 bounce for Brooke, I can see which ones bounce, meaning that they were not delivered. Brooke can download these into a CSV file and take a look and update these. She can also click on the little preview on each one of these and edit the contact directly in order to make sure that she has the best email possible for these people in order to ensure that this campaign goes out to her in the future. If these campaigns are bounced and not delivered, that means those people are not receiving your marketing emails, and it doesn't benefit them or you to have people in your system without good email addresses. So it benefits your clients because they're receiving great emails from you every single month. It benefits you so that way you have the most up-to-date contact information for all of your people. Now, if you want to click and see what that message looks like, guys, you can click on the body of the message to see how that appears. And so again, this is the one that was last month. That was the canned food drive. And as I scroll down to the bottom, I can see where Brooke's headshot and all that information that we edited was done for her. Now I'm going to click close because I'm really excited to show you guys this one that just went out for you guys last week. It says here down at the bottom, it says current and upcoming campaigns. So we're in the month of March, so I'm confirming that that is this month. And it is an Amazon giveaway for $7,500 of Amazon gift cards. So exciting, guys. That is awesome. You can see here that this was sent on March 9th, so it was sent about 9 days ago. Again, if I click on the body of the message, I can see a preview of what that message looked like when it went out. I can see down here a little bit of information about that giveaway. So I can see that there's 2 500 Amazon gift cards, 10 250, 20 100, 35 50, and so some really, really good giveaways here. I also like to point out here down here at the bottom is the disclosure on here. So if you guys ever have any questions as to who specifically qualifies for some of these giveaways, I do like to point this out because it does give you a little bit more information about the disclosure of these giveaways. So they have to enter within the time of the giveaway. They have to be at least 18. And for this particular giveaway, they have to be legal residents of Texas. So those are all really detailed questions that can answer some of your information about the sweepstakes giveaways, guys. Don't be alarmed if you have somebody in there who may have slipped through, and if they win one of the giveaways, guys. Your managers, your marketing team, you do get your list to make your list when we receive the winners. It's a randomized drawing to make sure that they're in compliance. So just in case maybe you accidentally let one through, we still look through those for you. But I do like that ability that you can look through and see a little bit more about that information. I think it's because my dad's a lawyer, I love seeing those things, but you don't have to, but just in case you want to be nerdy like me. Now, again, guys, when I go down here to the bottom, I can see that she has a 1 entry in this. So last month was more of an informational giveaway. We were trying to do a virtual can food drive. There was no real immediate click for something for a giveaway. But on giveaway months, like this month with the Amazon gift cards, you should see a number of how many people entered that giveaway. And the way that you would see that is if you go to the bottom 3 dots and you click View Entry. And I can see here that this Karen Duffing, I'm not going to pretend to, I love that being like, that's cute. But I'm not going to pretend to try and pronounce that last name. She was one that did click to enter into that giveaway. So she did that one step further in order to register for that giveaway for Brooke. Now, when I click on these 3 dots again, guys, you can also see that the analytics, there is typically about 24 to 48 hours delay. And we are seeing on these analytics, and you'll see that disclosure when you click on the analytics. And it says right here that they can take up to 24 to 48 hours to process. And this benefits you guys because you're giving at least 2 days before you're able to resend to anybody who maybe missed one of those giveaways and didn't answer it. Most people look and answer an email if they're going to answer an email within that time. So it's a really helpful way for you to make sure and look through some of those. So give it that time if you're seeing some of this information not fully processed, and give it a little window that way. Again, I can see that Brooke had sent this one to 113 people. She had 10 people open it and 1 person click on it. She also had 2 people still bounce and 5 people not delivered. Now, the fun part for this, guys, is the ability for you to customize. I do like to point out that because some agents do like to tweak and make these messages a little bit more personal. In order for you to do so, you will go here to the bottom right-hand corner again, and you can click resend this campaign. And don't worry, Brooke, it's not going to resend it, I promise. But if you're wanting to resend this message, that giveaway is going to go on until the 31st. So maybe 1 email isn't enough for your people in order to see that message, or maybe you pulled more people that you want to send this to. It's a really great way for you to be able to customize and have that go out again. Like maybe this time you change the subject line to "Don't forget" or something like that to that effect. You can add an intro message in there to have a little bit more of a compelling call to action. You can select individual contacts you want to resend that campaign to, or any of your specific groups. You can also click the edit button within the campaign itself. And maybe instead of you saying win an Amazon gift card, compliments of your Coldwell Banker agent, you could say courtesy of Brooke Pearson, comma, your Coldwell Banker agent. Now, as I'm scrolling through, guys, you can see a little bit more where you can customize some of this. I probably would not change any of this bottom message, but as far as the subject line or this intro message, why not? You can scroll down here. I also probably would not touch any of this disclosures down here because those have been vetted for you, just so that way you're not, having any sort of you don't run into any issues with anything along that line. I also would not delete the unsubscribe button because you still want to give people the ability to unsubscribe if they don't want to receive those pieces anymore. I'm going to hit cancel here and show you guys just one more time what all those options are. And if you wanted to resend to these groups, you would just click those here and hit send. But Brooke, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to instead hit cancel. And I'm saying, are you sure you want to cancel? And yes. Does anybody have any questions on that so far? James says, can you make a Facebook post of the entry link? Like something I could post. That's exactly what I'm going to go over next, James. Great question. I love it. So if you're wanting to share on social media, the wonderful thing about it, guys, is anybody who enters from your direct link will automatically be added to your distribution lists for all future giveaways. So yes, please share on social media. It's a great way to keep growing your lists. And to do that, guys, you'll click under those bottom 3 dots. And this time you'll click the share on social button. And from here, if you have Facebook pulled into your profile, you can toggle those on. I also have a lot of agents who like to just copy the URL and text the link to themselves and text out to clients that way. Because again, since they're using your direct link, you can pull on their email addresses and get their information that way. Now the key for this one, guys, and the reason why I would probably encourage you to have them in the Clients for Life distribution is we saw on Brooks that people were opening it. 10 people had opened the email, which means that they had gotten to this body message, but only 1 had clicked to enter into the giveaway itself. And you can't necessarily gauge that information and data over a text message. But it's still a nice little added touch for those opportunities. So when I click to enter the giveaway, if you're talking, James, about the specific landing page, I would make that your landing page, absolutely. Great question. Yeah, I believe these are digital gift cards. No, I'm not entirely sure if they are, but I believe they are digital ones. So it's interesting that they're still requiring the street address on those. But we just like to make sure that we're thorough on this information. So I'm going to hit close on that. Does anybody else have any questions? James, I hope that answered your question. Awesome. Well, guys, the last thing I'm going to show you on here is typically when you guys are being onboarded, your SSA will get with you and want to help you with importing those contacts. I want to remind you guys that you can add contacts yourself at any time. Your team can also help you enter those contacts. You just have to communicate with them if you want to add anybody. And the way that you need to make sure that if you do import people yourselves is you need to go to the Clients for Life tab. And again, you can preview the messages for the upcoming months. Next month, we're doing staycations at the Marriott as our giveaway. I will say that if you see this in here, it's not broken. That language is just still being updated. And since we're not in that giveaway yet, that's why that's like that. So don't be alarmed if you just see the blank ones on there. But you can go up here to the default campaign settings, and you need to make sure that the Clients for Life group that you want to receive the Clients for Life messages are selected. And again, if you are a Twitter or LinkedIn user and you have those profiles pulled into your account, you can toggle those on, and that will serve as the lock-in key in order to have those auto-posted for you. And then you just need to select any of the groups that you would like to receive those Clients for Life messages. Now, like I said before, guys, we typically recommend at least 50 contacts to help give your clients a big enough teeth in the game in order to make sure that they have enough of those. But you can absolutely have more, you can absolutely have less. There's no limit on how many people you can have. But we do recommend it's people who are the cheerleaders in the business, the people who you really think will send you repeat referral business opportunities. If you're looking to add any contacts, you go to the Contacts tab, and you can use a couple of different methods to import your contacts. You can go to this New button, and you can enter the contacts in that way. Again, you need to make sure that whenever you're manually adding anybody, that they are included into the group that is in your Clients for Life distribution. A couple of the pieces do use what are called merge tags, which means that it needs to have, it pulls in like dear first name, so dear James or dear Brooke. So I would recommend whenever you're entering the first and last name, it's really their first and last name, not first time home buyer or dear laundry man or something like that. Laundry grocery store buyer or something like that. You have it be their actual name. I've had an agent do that before and it was not good. So just learn from my mistakes. So make sure that you have that first name, that last name. You put them in the groups for your clients for life. And then the last required field is that email addresses. Now, I personally attend classes every single month from our studio, the people who develop clients for life messages, to learn about their tips and best practices. I have had a couple of teas that there may be the ability to have text message syndication on some of these. And so I would strongly encourage you guys that if you have any of this additional information for the client, go ahead and enter it now, because you never know what updates to the products are going to happen down the line. And when you have all that information currently there now, it's going to save you a lot of headache down the line for when that stuff comes available. Once you've entered that information, guys, you'll hit save and close, and that contact will be saved. And that is process number 1 if you're looking to add individual contacts. You can also take advantage of this import-export button. I love how easy it is to add a bulk import of contacts into Prospect Square, because it is just, you don't have to have the files in a specific format. You literally just have to have their first, last, and email addresses in that file. And again, it can be an Outlook file, a Gmail export file, an Excel, or a CSV. You just have to have the first names in one column, the last names in another, and the emails in the final column. The system is also smart enough in order to be able to show you how you want to handle it. If you're not entirely sure if someone's already in there, you have the ability to update an existing contact, ignore any duplicates, or allow duplicates to be created. It will give you a spreadsheet to let you know based off of which one of those you selected on there. I have a screenshot of that, and I'll show you here in a second. But it's so nice just to be able to pull in your database. Maybe you keep all of your contacts tracked in your Office and your Office 365 account, to have all those ability for you to be able to pull them all at once. I'm going to see if I can go back into my PowerPoint and show you guys what I mean. But does anybody have any questions while I keep going? I'm going to keep scrolling down here. Here we go. So you can see here, guys, where it does give you that ability. I'm going to make this full screen. Hopefully you can see my PowerPoint. Where it does give you the ability for you to be able to import contacts into the system. You just would tell it which format you want it to be, and you'll be able to match it in accordance. You can also syndicate contacts. I personally do not recommend this as a method, because I do notice that it does not always handle the duplicates very well. But if you're an agent who trusts their Office 365 to handle those, you can sync those in there as well. And then the last thing I'm going to show you guys, I'm trying to find, that's analytics. Give me 1 second. I was hoping there was a screen about the duplicates in there. Well, if you have any questions on that, please reach out to your SSAs or your field marketing team. But there's a really wonderful way for it to be able to keep track of those data for you, so that way you don't have to worry about having those people in there more than once. There's nothing more frustrating than receiving the same email twice. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help your clients if they receive the same email back-to-back times. And that's all I got, guys. I'm going to send you this slide deck to answer any questions. I'll send this recording as well. But does anybody else have anything else before we get offline? Got a quiet group today, guys. I must have done a really good job. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to stop recording, and thank you so much for making time to be on here today. Reach out if you have any questions, and go sell some houses for me. See you guys soon.